Welcome to the Cryptid Wrangler podcast. We ask the questions others don't even consider.
See what happens.
Awesome, Scott. Okay, let me try this. We're going to do welcome to another night, Cryptid Wrangler podcast. Friday nights at 5, always about the same time. We will notify you if it changes. Some will be private because, like we just did with a special with Bruce, it'll be just the two of us and on our time. So it's posted and it's getting a lot of views, which is awesome. So yeah, perfect there. I want to introduce our panel. We got Bruce Brown, who has just saved our butt so many times. So, we got Larry, my co-host, and then you got me, and then we got Scott. And tonight we have Mike Aguilar and Christina Lawhorn. So before we do that and have them back in, I want to tell you a little bit about Angie and Shane. Last week, Bruce had prayed for them. We kind of knew that it wasn't going to be good, and so tomorrow they're taking them off life support. So Larry's offered to pray for Angie, Shane, and Shanny. So Larry, why don't you go ahead, bud?
Right. All right. Dear Heavenly Father, we bow for you right now to ask you to bring comfort to this family that is suffering. Bring them understanding and peace. Watch over them in their time of need, Lord, and be with them. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Can I say one?
Of course.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bruce.
All right, let's bow our heads here. Dear God, please wrap your loving arms around this precious person, Shane. Ease his pain, quiet his mind, fill his room with your deep peace. Guide the hands of the doctors and nurses. Welcome your child, Shane, home into your eternal light, and comfort his family with your strength. In Jesus' name, amen. I'd like to say something to his wife.
Amen.
To his wife, hold his hand, speak soft words, share your favorite memories out loud with him. Breathe slow and lean on family for support. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Thank you, Bruce.
Yep.
And Shanny, we're praying for you too. Shanny is who's been giving me what's been going on. And we wanted to pray for her too. She's suffering too. Great person, and but yeah, tomorrow is going to be hard. Bruce, thank you. Yeah, it's true. And they can hear you. They can hear you.
Yep.
In the very beginning, when she was telling us a little bit about the what was going on, I could see him with his head and his eyes moving like he was trying to track it. So I don't know if they never gave me the diagnosis of what really happened, but it's a brain thing, aneurysm, I imagine. So, but everybody in the chat, please pray for them, Shanny, especially for Shane and Angie, his wife. Just good people that are in a bad situation. So Lord be with them, please. Thank you, guys. We wanted to mention our sponsor up front, Rustic Supply Company. Tonight, Midnight Shadow Line is the winner. He was the first one in the chat.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, 40 minutes ago he was in the chat. Thank you, brother. We appreciate it.
He wanted that.
Yeah.
Early bird gets the sign.
What's that?
Early bird gets the sign.
There you go.
Yeah.
He sent me.
You get
like 20 or 30
Get
of
the
those
hat
things,
hanger or
just-
something. E-hanger.
Yeah. And Bruce, I've got some coming to you, so we got to get your address before we go. I know Lori, we've got her too. Pamela, we owe you one too. So let's go with people in the chat real quick. Midnight Shadow Line, thank you for coming. New friend of Scott's. And Matt Langford, we're going to have him on the 21st. So, and next, go ahead, Larry. What was it? Yeah, Matt Langford. We're going to have him.
I didn't say
2 weeks. So let's see who else we got. Matt, thank you for being here. Dave Stafford, always, man. Thank you for your support. Pamela, we love you. So far, I know we have a new one here at Jay. Here, Jay is a new one. Hello, guys. Midnight Shadow Line again. Thank you for coming in and being new. Pamela, we know who Pamela is. Matt Langford, thanks for being here again, man. Next week we have Nick Valente. I've known Nick for years. He runs the IPD, which is the International Dogman Program. So he's coming on. If you had problems with a Dogman or Bigfoot, he's the guy you would call. Or Bruce, actually, too. But he's known for getting problem critters out of people's backyards and stuff. So it's gonna be FM, and then we have Coley. Was it Coley, Larry? Coley Webster or Wester? He is on SNX Radio. So that'll be nice. Have him on too. So thank you guys for all the new. We love the chat and we love all the views because we know what we're saying is getting heard. So let's see. Okay. We went over the guests, Mike, Nick Valente. Oh, we had a couple of people in a chat, in a podcast that Larry had met entering the Unknown Podcast. I want to mention them. Boom is another one. And of course, the Cryptid Huntress. She mentions us too. And we appreciate her support. And we're going to try to get her on the show. Definitely. So we've been missing to do that. I think we're good. So tonight we got Mike Aguilar and Christina Law. I'm sorry, Christina, forgive me. Lawford. No, I'm sorry. Lawhorn. Forgive me.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's all right, man.
All righty, let's bring them on. They are part of leaders of a team of a bunch of people we're going to have on and answer their questions. And so, Squatchin, Florida, or SQU.
Oh yeah, awesome group. Awesome group.
Yeah, and then FL. So let's bring them on. Maybe. Hey, there they are. Hey, Mike, Christina, happy to have you on.
Okay.
Glad you guys are here.
Look,
I've heard so much about you. I was watching you on Roger's channel.
Hey, there we go.
I've heard a lot. Yeah, Roger's a good guy too. So we love Roger.
Oh, Roger's good people, man.
Yes, Roger and Amanda. She's great also.
We just got to go see Amanda when we were on our vacation.
Oh, cool. Oh,
our working vacation.
Yeah, our working vacation. Yeah. We were at the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference, and on our way, we took a little detour and went up through the Blue Ridge Mountains and saw the museum and got to see Amanda and everything.
Oh, cool. Oh,
it was pretty awesome.
I love the networking.
That is awesome.
The networking is incredible. And then our desire to even drive somewhere to see somebody else is pretty cool. That's our community. That's our community, and we love them, even though some are divided. I am trying to put together again. I had what was called a podcast. It was Meeting of the Minds, and it was to bring the people that had the woo and believed in it, supernatural, and then there's some that don't. I know of a couple of family members. The dad knows the woo, son doesn't. They don't talk. Holidays, nothing. So I think we're going to do that. And then we also might have a Wrangler, forgive me, the medication, the encounters, Wrangler encounters. Wrangler encounters. We're thinking about it, and then it's going to be everything paranormal, cryptids, UFO, everything. So I'm still thinking on that. I'm going to be down for a while. I'm not supposed to be doing anything because that bone is pinching that nerve. So we may.
I can't even imagine what type of pain that is. Directly pinching that nerve.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like a cattle prod right on your butt.
I have sciatic nerve pain real bad too from an injury, and my L5S1, and it compresses that nerve when it flares up, and it's not like you can't live with it, but it's just the most irritating, annoying pain that just never goes away right in your butt. It's just Well, mine get pinched and then it gets stuck. And I was reaching for a cup and it happened, and my wife's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "No." I told her, and she's like, "Let's get you over the couch." I'm like, "Don't touch me," because if I moved a quarter inch, man, it hit that nerve again. I was stuck on the couch. I can't lay down. I can't stand up. Can't do anything without the pain. So that bone is pretty good sized bone too. So
except you can't hardly get off and on the toilet.
Oh yeah, no.
Or in and out of the tub.
Up off the couch. Yeah, I mean those nerves are no joke. So, anyways, Mike,
I apologize. We got some funky lighting in here.
That's all right. We see you.
Well,
tell us a little bit about it.
Well, because we decided to go ahead and like set up in the living room instead of our office because it's a little cooler and a little bigger, and we wanted to introduce you guys to somebody, a couple somebodies, if you guys don't mind.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Come over here. So you guys may have heard about the youngest legit researchers in America. This is them. This is Kaylin and Kylie.
Awesome. Hi guys.
That is awesome.
Hi guys.
Hey, guys.
Nice to see you and part of the team.
These are our little investigators.
Little squatchers.
Hey,
Little squatters.
start them young. Exactly. Keep that mind open.
Hey man, I challenge you right now to ask this boy a question and watch his response. It'll surprise you.
Yep. On Bigfoot or anything.
Yep, on Bigfoot.
Okay. If the Bigfoot has 6 fingers, and 6 toes on each appendage, which is arms and legs, and 2 rows of teeth, what would they be called? Or considered? I guess I should say considered.
Alien.
Hey, you're pretty close.
What type of Bigfoot is that?
Yeah.
What type of Bigfoot is that?
Bruce,
Where's
tell
the
us
teeth
about
came
that
from?
Bigfoot, man.
What?
Bruce is going to tell you about him. About Nephilim.
Yeah.
No, but like, hey, Kylie.
Whoops, we lost him.
Yeah.
What? You lost
They're
us?
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
we
you're good. You're good.
You're back.
He'll be back.
My daughter
There he
found
is.
this one. My daughter found this little trackway. Come here. Come up here.
Very nice. Jeez. Yeah, that is good.
That's real good.
Yep.
That's
This
nice.
is only,
Yeah.
This is only about a. It's about a almost 10 3/4 footprint. It's about the same length as my foot, but it's 2 inches wider. See the toe?
Yeah,
there we go.
See. Those
Trying
toes
to
are
get some toes.
splayed. Those
Yep.
toes are splayed too.
Yep. She
Can you
found
look
that.
it up? Yeah, I wanted to
That's
see if they
awesome.
had,
You can even see
Right.
where it stepped. You can see where it stepped right onto a stone and didn't even care.
Look how good the toes are.
oh, they're so calloused, I'm sure.
Look how
Bruce,
good the
tell us
toes
a bit, let these little
Yep.
guys know about Nephilim.
See that? Look.
What's that?
Look how good the toes are.
We're gonna have Bruce tell you about Nephilim with the 2 rows of teeth. They can be Dogman too. Tell them a little bit about.
The Nephilim were considered fallen angels that mixed with other different animals. And then you got the what Daniel was talking about, 6 toes, 6 fingers, double row of teeth. Some people call them gugways, but they're part of the Nephilim. They're exact to the Candelar giants.
Candelar? Yeah, definitely. And
So
the red hair? Is that
the red hair, yeah. All that goes with the Nephilim. What I deal with mostly here in Tennessee is nothing like that. I don't deal with anything but Bigfoot Dogman.
Yeah. Actually, tell them a little bit about how you communicate with them and how often you see them too.
Every time I go into the woods, I have a clan that I meet up with. And those are Bigfoot. I've got one clan that the female eats the pack. She wears shells and mussel shells and stuff braided in her hair. She does try to communicate. She does know some words that she's picked up off of me. Then you get into Dogman. All the Dogman I deal with are short snout. I've only dealt with one that was German Shepherd head. I get calls on them and I go out and help people get them off their properties.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That way you got a little bit of what's going on, and if you have questions too, like Scott was telling me, all of us have our little. Scott, tell them.
We're kind of like action figures, man. And all of us bring a different set of strengths and stuff to the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So 100%. That way, if you guys got questions, they got answers. Notice I said they've got answers. But I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead. Tell us a little about you guys and your team.
No, I'm still trying to learn about the whole dogman phenomenon and everything. I'm still learning that. One of our really good friends, Ruby Joe Brew, she's real big into it, but she doesn't believe that she's on the dogman are not bad side. She's on the
it's like a spiritual being side.
Yeah, she's not on the, like, I know a lot of people think they're all bad. She's not on, she's on their good side. And I'm trying to learn from her on that. I haven't had to experience any of that. We've all of us here have all experienced Sasquatch, SKUNKAPE, Bigfoot in Florida. And we've experienced them as a family, which is extremely cool and rare, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome. That is awesome. So, Mike, tell me about your first encounter.
Well,
or your first sighting. I guess that's what I should say.
Well, I'll never, certain things are tattooed in your brain forever. And I'm ADHD extremely bad, and so is my kids. Sorry, guys. But it's also a superpower at the same time. But
exactly.
But what's funny is there's certain things that happen you just never can forget. And 2017, March 17th, 2017, 6:30 in the morning is when I had my first encounter, and I can never forget that. It was in Homosassa, Florida, which now is only about 15 minutes from my house, 15, 20 minutes from my house. But back then it was an hour from where I grew up in Wesley Chapel, Florida. I was on my way to go fishing with my best friend, Jason. And we would go put in a kind of like a private little redneck boat ramp that only the locals knew about over in Homosassa, and it got you away from the crowd because there's a lot of people that go to the Homosassa to go scalloping and everything. And but we put in this little boat ramp, and it's off a road called Old Mason Creek Road, and it goes back through. Back then, I had no idea. I didn't realize that road went right through the middle of Florida's corridor, and I didn't even realize it back then. I had no clue. But I'm driving back, and there's a set of S curves. And as I came around the curve that goes out to the left, I could see up ahead, like the next curve up. And I see a dark figure walking up, kind of like this, coming up. And he got bigger and bigger as I'm getting around the curve. And he walked right into the road. And on his second step, he walked into the light that was just shining into the road. And he lit up cinnamon reddish brown. And I could see, like, the sun was behind him. I could see the hair follicles. I could see his arms, how long they were. I couldn't see his face. I couldn't see anything from the front, but I could just see the follicles, like, from the light. It was so cool how it's like illuminated him. But what are you laughing at, huh?
You're like,
No, sorry. That's all right. Your face is there. And I came around the curve, came back around the curve, going back this way again, gone. And I stopped. I jumped I stopped the vehicle. My friend's like, what's wrong? I was like, did you see that? He's like, what? I was like, you saw that. He's like, see what? I'm like, dude, how did you not see that? He's like, I was looking out the window. I'm like, he didn't see it. I don't know how he didn't see it. How do you miss something that's almost 8 foot, 7.5 foot tall, walking brown, or reddish brown, walking across the road? But he missed it. So he still to this day thinks I'm goofy. But we stopped, got out, looked around, and I'm like, dude, I saw something walk across the road. And he's like, you saw something? I said, it was hairy. It was hairy, and it was on two legs. It was almost reddish brown. He's like, what do you think you saw, Bigfoot? And I'm like, I just looked at him. I'm like, dude, I don't know what I just saw, but it just walked in front of us. And I couldn't stop thinking about it the entire day. And that just stuck with me the entire day. I couldn't even hardly fish the whole day. I kept thinking about it. And I went home, and next thing you know, I'm watching every documentary, trying to learn everything I could about it. And that was my nosedive into the rabbit hole.
That's awesome. Christina, what's yours? Or have you?
Yeah. I met this guy.
So yeah, you probably have.
You know, us Squatch researchers.
Yeah, you and Scott there.
We're ladies' men.
There you go.
But yeah, we met through mutual friends at a bar one night, and then after our first date, he was like, there's this part of my life I should probably tell you about. And as a woman, many things went through my mind, maybe he's married, Mary's I don't even know. Then he sputters out, I look for Bigfoot.
No, baby, I look for Sasquatch.
And I was like, oh, Bigfoot, okay, so whatever. He goes out in the woods and he enjoys nature and whatnot. So whatever. And I was just like, okay, all right, I can handle that.
She actually stalked me a little bit after she said that. She had to go verify, I wasn't losing my mind. She actually went,
Well, I mean, he lost his mind. But.
Well, he's actually really been doing this, for real. There's a real thing.
Yeah, definitely. How about your little ones? And they said they had their encounters yet?
Oh yeah. Hey Kay, where you at?
Right here, what?
What?
Y'all hear that, right?
I love having you all on, though.
I'm right here.
And we're gonna have to go back to Christina because we got to fast forward 3 years after we met before she finally had her first visual and realized that I was not losing my mind. She had the smells. She had been in their environment. She knew they were there. She knew everything but seen them.
I saw all the different things.
She saw everything.
Torches, everything pinned down, everything that's not natural. I'm so I hate to say black and white.
She was a believer.
There is a little bit of a gray area, but knowledge is power. Seeing is believing. All of that. Well, so I'm just kind of out enjoying nature and whatnot.
she might as well just tell you her first experience now, right?
Yeah, sure.
So just go ahead and tell. I mean,
so after all this time, we've been out in the woods, we've been finding footprints and, smelling things, seeing things that are like, completely out of the normal. I mean, unless there's like hobos in the woods. Sorry. Unless there's hobos in the woods, like trying to mess with people or whatever is going on. But, after all this time, I never really saw anything that could like really solidify that there's like something out there. And until the night that we were out in until the night that we were out in this area, and we got my kids in the back seat, it's Mike and I, and we're just like
her kids, by the way, still they thought I was crazy until this day.
I mean,
they were trying to be like, hey, you're cool, you go into the woods, but I think you're still a little nutty until this day.
We're just gonna go along with it, because mom is. We got kids. Be supportive.
My kids were not here this day, by the way, and then after this story directly leads to another one. I'll tell you afterwards.
Yes.
Sure.
Step aside.
Go ahead.
So this night we were out with my kids and Mike, and he was driving, and we go into this area, and like most areas, there's a fence blocking off an area where you probably are like not supposed to go, but where there's a will, there's a way.
If there's a trail, the Jeep can find it.
You're gonna make your way around. And this particular night, it was in February, and it was before the time change, so like it was still kind of like early evening as the sun was setting, and it was getting pretty dark. So we go over, like the headlights are already on, and as we just go around this fence, and as we start making our way like down this like little hill, which opens up into like a massive area with just like tall, I don't even know what's that grass called. Just
I forgot that it's an invasive grass, but this is a very rare. It's a very rare area for Florida. There's a lot of tall hills and actually cave systems out there.
I've lived in this area for 23 years, and I never even knew about this area. And so we drive back there, and we're starting to go down this slope, and it's dark. The headlights are on, and the headlights are just projecting like above, over. And we just see this giant, I'm telling you, like giant eye shine. Just shining, two circular, like eyes just shining halfway up this like 16-foot tree. And I'm in disbelief. Like we're just driving in and we're just going down. The lights are shining and we're just like, whatever. We're having a good time. And I'm just like, so I do the like long blink.
It was at this moment she realized.
No. With my eyes. I'm going to open them and it's going to be gone. I opened them. It was still there. It was still there. Him, my daughter in the back seat is like freaking out like, oh my gosh, do you see that? There's like these big eyes and shining and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I'm just silent. I'm just in disbelief. Like, there's nothing else. Like, what possibly could this be? Like, it was so big. They look like road reflectors.
How many people get to have a 20-second visual of a Squatch?
Hardly ever.
Not a lot.
I don't know, but I closed my eyes for half of it.
She closed her eyes. I'm going to jump in just a little bit because it was one of the freaking coolest experiences of my life, and I was not recording. Like, we had literally just come in, and you go down the hill to go into this. It's an old mining area. They cut right through the hills, and there's caves back there. It's really a crazy area. And right as I go in, he's sitting there with his eyeballs the size of my fist, just sitting there. But it's not super tall. And it looks, dude, I swear he goes, see, she kind of blinked because I didn't realize she was blinking while me and Kate, her daughter, were watching. It's like this, all right? So these are his eyes. when we came over the hill, he went, whoop, and he saw his head turn, whoop, and watches. And we're like, oh my gosh, hit the brakes. And he goes, looks this way, and he stood up 2 foot taller. And I went, holy shit. And I think her daughter said it too. He stood up 2 foot taller, I swear to God, man. And then when he stood up, the reflection was hitting him different. So he put his face down. You saw his eyes move. And like it was like he was trying to get the glare out of his eyes. And then he took 2-3 big steps and was gone. Jumped out into the woods. But her daughter, I didn't even think about it at the time. And her daughter had the biggest clue as to what he was doing. She's like, Dad, or she goes, Mike, did you see the deer? Did you see the deer? And I'm like, deer? What are you talking about, deer? I'm looking at the giant eyeballs. And she realized that 10 yards behind him were 2 sets of green eyeballs low to the ground. She's like, they were deer. He was hunting, is what he was doing. And we went back the next day. There's a cypress trees that look like Christmas trees here. And this thing was about 16 foot tall. And so when he stood up, he was halfway up that tree, every bit. He was huge. And lime green, more yellow than green, right?
Oh, yeah.
More yellow than green. And the most reflective eyes I've ever seen in my life. But just watching him move and then stand up, it was like, dude, like I had tears in my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, this is happening. Like it was fascinating. And so that was that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So was that the little guys too? I mean, did they see what you were seeing?
Oh, her daughter and her son did. Her daughter especially.
Yeah.
And
really? Cool.
She's
super observant. And
she's very observant.
You don't get anything.
She's very observant. And her father has tried to push that they're not real on them.
Oh, you saw a bear.
Yeah, you saw a bear.
She's like, no.
And it's like, no. She knows what she saw.
Yeah.
And there's no denying it now. And now what's awesome is now she has embraced it. And she goes out in the woods, and her and Kylie, like, they bond together now more over it. And they go out in the woods and they talk to them when they're in the woods. It's so cool. They gift them. They talk to them. It's really, really cool.
That's, Scott, have you had an encounter that close?
The closest encounter that we had was probably about 40 feet, but it was kind of crouched behind like a horizontal log, and then it sort of stepped out onto 2 legs. I'm convinced these things observe from like a 4-legged position, and then they stand up once they realize they're discovered.
All right. Well, can I go into another story real quick since we're right here on this one?
Of course, man. That's why
absolutely
go for it.
Please.
These are the. I have some other encounters that you guys will blow your mind that were my encounters when I first started. But these are the most recent in the family. Hey, Kay, come here. He just ate it. Slippery socks, wood floor.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Slide on in.
Bad combo.
So that footprint that I just showed you a minute ago, that smaller footprint.
So anyway, yeah, after we saw the sightings, the next day we went out.
Yes.
Mike and I just went out. We wanted to simulate the tree, the distance, the height, and everything else. And so back there, we actually found a deer skull.
Yeah, right behind. We found a track. We found a stomped down highway back there where they've been walking that goes down a lower level, where they have been stalking animals back there for a while off this little road that goes back there. But so fast forward or go 2 days later. I tell my kids what happens. All right, my kids are the ones that go out in the field usually all the time, so they're jealous. They are so jealous right now that Kate and Jesse got to see one. And they're like, you got to be kidding me. So I picked them up Monday. I remember it was a half day. Remember, guys?
Yep.
It was a half day. I picked them up that Monday. That was on a Friday that happened, the ice shine. I picked them up on Monday. We go straight over to our spot on the way home. I'm like, let's go there. We can go walk around and we can see if we can find anything. They're like, yeah, let's do it. So we're back there for a few minutes right behind where he was standing. And Kylie goes, Dad, I found footprints. Oh, there's another one. And Caitlin goes, oh, Dad, there's another one. There was 4 of them or 5 of them in a row.
Then you go, look, it's got tongues.
Yeah, and that was this one. So Kylie, great find. And but this does not add up to what I saw.
No.
This was not close to matching the eyeballs. This is a juvenile or a teenager.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's a teenager.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Hang on one
guessing.
sec, Mike. Hang on one sec.
What's that?
Bruce, what do you think? Is that a juvenile? You think?
Can you hold it up again? Let me look at it.
Yeah, can you hold it up again, Mike, so we can see it?
And what are the measurements
Okay.
on that?
Okay, roll it over to the other side.
No.
Off the other side, yeah.
Yeah.
Completely the other side, Mike. The back side.
Yeah. I'm gonna see how you poured it. What is that? Half inch thick, quarter inch thick?
Yeah, it's really hard ground in this area.
Okay.
It's very hard ground.
That's going to be a 15 or 16-year-old juvenile female.
So that would be about 5.5 foot tall or so, 300 pounds, I'm guessing.
Right.
Well, the reason I say that is because we found this, and I call Christina. I'm like, hey, I have no plaster. I have nothing with me. Can you bring some up here so we can make a cast of this? We got really nice footprint. And so she does. We actually made 2 of them, but one of them didn't come out good. Yeah. So we made the cast, and I'm like, well, we're here. We might as well go walk around a little bit. So we go walking around behind where we had seen the big guy. And I got turned around. I had followed. The reason I'm even back here is because of a woman I spoke to about stuff she's had happen to her. She grew up out here, and she has horse trails that she goes all over. So I followed one of her horse trails up. I said, you don't have a lot of cedars and hardwoods in Florida a lot. This area does. It's a really hard, deep water area with cave systems. It's very unique to Florida. It's very unique for Florida. So we're walking up. It's getting later and later, and I'm like, all right, let's start heading back to go back. You know, it's getting late. I got turned around, and my battery's dying on my phone. I'm looking at my GPS, and I see a direct route to where the footprint's at. I'm like, let's just go that way. So I go off trail straight across. There's hills that go up about 100 foot or more on some of these hills.
Hang on. The most direct route was up this hill through all of the thorns. And, we're fighting the sunset. We're losing daylight. And he's like, okay, so let's go this way. And we start going that way. And he's like, we can't go this way. So then we start
got a little turnaround.
He's
a little.
All right, when you get stuck out there, just listen to Christina.
Well, I knew where I was heading, but I was going in a direction I'd never been. We end up going between this little valley, and each side of us is about 100 foot tall hills.
There's a big valley
in
Florida.
So we start walking into it, and I look ahead of me, and right when I came through this tall grass, and up ahead of me, 30 yards, not even 30 yards ahead of me, I stopped because I saw a bear standing there. And I'm like, that's not a bear. It was standing there looking at me. I thought it was a bear at first. It wasn't a bear. He was standing there, and he wasn't standing like a bear with arms, gangly arms. He was standing there with his shoulders squared up at me, and he was looking at me. And Kaylin ran into me because I stopped, and Kaylin ran into me. And we're playing it out. And dude, this thing was only about 5.5 foot tall, not super tall. He was looking at me. He turned instantly, and he took 1, 2, and on the third step went to all fours. And then he moved like I've never seen anything move in my life. And that was the time Kaylin's like, I can't see him. And I picked him up, and he goes, oh my God. And he could see his butt, and he could see his shoulders on all fours getting it. This thing did not stop through the bushes. He plowed through it. And then what happened when he got to the hill?
All right. So whenever we went to the hill,
Here we are.
he was going 25 miles an hour. He was moving. It was like a football player with a football trying to get to the end zone.
Let's put the cat down.
They cat's back.
Yes, let's put her down. Let Kaylin finish. Thank you.
All right. So
sorry, guys.
He was
no worries.
He was sprinting. He was going so fast, and whenever he got to the hill, he got back to 2 legs, and he went up that hill like it was nothing. It wasn't even a steep hill, but he kept on going through everything. And whenever he was just about gone, but I got to see him turn. I saw how wide his one shoulder was, and I watched him turn, and he went that way and he was gone.
He was, dude. I've had other encounters, and I've seen some nappier looking haired beings that I've come across. This was the opposite. There's no swamps here. There's no water. It's a totally different environment. This thing looked like he was brushed and groomed. Like his hair looked like it had been blow dried and brushed. It was so beautiful. The hair was like this beautiful almost sheen to his black on his hair. It was beautiful, wasn't it? Yeah. It was like Christina is directly behind me.
It was like shiny.
Christina's directly behind me, and then Kylie's behind her. Christina doesn't see anything.
No. Where Kylie and I are like, tripping over, vines and roots and looking at the leaves that we collected and pine
That
cones.
are bigger
and,
than your face.
Yes, yeah. And we were just having a good old time, and then they're like, they stop. We're like, what just happened? And then Kylie starts crying, right?
Kylie's bawling. She starts bawling. I'm thinking she's scared. I'm like, I'm so sorry. It's okay, honey. It's not going to hurt her. She goes, what'd you say?
I wanted to see it.
That's good. That's good. No fear.
No, she's not scared because. What? Hey, let me ask you guys. Why are you not scared of them?
Because I feel safe.
They've never done anything to hurt us.
Yeah. And I mean, they didn't do anything. They've never done anything. And because they're hairy.
That makes you feel safe.
Dude, she's gonna see one and run after it and hug it one day. I swear.
Kylie's the one that would hug one. She totally would.
Hey, Mike, Christina, that Bruce is going to tell you how to possibly interact.
Just like this big frog, I had this.
It was with the confident speaking that you were talking about.
Yeah, so when you have your encounters like that and they're running from you, just talk out loud, get them used to your voice. He will remember that voice, or she will remember your voice, and just keep going back into that area, but talk extremely loud where they can hear you. And then you want to leave your scent, just brush up against stuff and leave your scent through there. And then,
well, this happened back in February, okay? And I have another area that if you've ever see anything where I'm showing you my gifting area, my main gifting spot, I was in around this, and this is where we can relate a little bit, Bruce. I got close to a family in this area, and they let me get close to them to the point where I was seeing the tree peekers on a regular occurrence. Like I would see them 2, 3 of them at a time where they would peek up and watch. And it was always about 75 yards away, almost always that distance. But you'd see them and they would peek up and they'd go down just enough to like, hey, I'm letting you see me, but not quite. But I've had a lot of interaction. 90% of the stuff that I show with interaction has been from this spot. And I learned a lot from this group because there was nothing ever aggressive, nothing ever made me scared, nothing from this group. They were just curiosity. They followed me. They watched what I did. I started gifting with them. They would gift back. There's a chicken coop that's almost a mile away from where our gifting spot is, and I've had eggs brought over there and sat there for me. It's like it's really some weird things have happened there, but
leave a Y stick. Take a forked stick, and break it, make a Y out of it, and leave it in the trail where you see them at, and around your gifting area, and that's a sign of friendship. If they run from you again, you can make a Y stick.
Wow.
Do that.
Like branches.
Right. And then when you have one that leaves you a gift, go up as high as on the tree as you can, 8 or 10 feet tall, and make your own wreath vine and hang it there and just leave it.
It's crazy you said that because I've never heard anybody else ever say anything about the Y stick.
I've never heard anything about a Y stick, but I've always been drawn
and I've
to
seen
them.
them.
I've always been drawn to them.
We've seen them. I've seen them so many times in our areas. Yes. That's crazy. You said that.
Yeah.
So they're trying to be, that's them saying they're being friendly with.
My hair sticking up.
Right.
That's funny you said. Me too.
Yeah. All
they
of
want
us.
to they want to meet you. If you'll make a Y stick and put that Y stick up, and then when they gift you, make a wreath, but you make sure you make it. That way they can smell your smell, and then hang it up in a tree limb, 9 or 10 feet tall, and they will see that, and then they'll see the Y stick and put those two together, and they'll be ready to meet you. In other words, be prepared, because they'll step out within 3 to 4 feet from you.
Wow.
So rub up against a tree, scratch your back on the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be you'll get shocked. Believe me, you'll get shocked.
It's cool that this area, like I'm starting to get like this. The area I was just talking about, we're starting to get like that with the area with the guy with the eye shine and the juvenile we saw. And the most recent interaction we actually have was our friend Ruby gave me a little package that she made. It's a little sack that has tobacco, a couple little pieces of a bunch of little things in it, all inside this little sack. And my son, the last time we were in this spot, we made a gifting spot right where we saw the juvenile, and we've started having interaction there. And the most recent, I went back to go check on it, and that little orange little it's like a mesh sack, and with tobacco and stuff in it. It was moved from where he had hung it, and it was out on a limb that was about 10 foot in the air on the smallest little nipple of a tree, hanging on it, where nothing, you couldn't have bent the tree down and done it. You had to be tall enough to reach up and hang it on it. And it hung it right there like, hey, I'm acknowledging you guys. You know what I mean? Mm. And it was so freaking cool, because now we're getting acknowledgement at this place as well. So I've been told by psychics, by other people, by friends, by a lot of people, that if you have that certain engaging energy they love, that it'll happen all the time. And that's how it's happening for us. And people all the time, well, how can you have this much stuff happening? You guys are lying. You're doing this, you're doing that. I'm like, we go into the woods with this. I go into the woods with 2 kids and a woman, a beautiful woman. We're positive energy coming into the woods.
Well, if you go into the woods like a deer hunter and you're slipping around, deer, all these things pick up this. When you walk through the woods normally, like nothing else is in the woods but you, and you're talking out loud and stuff, they will interact quicker with you. And once you have your sightings, leave those Y sticks as friendship offerings. In your gifting spot, whether you're gifting with rocks, peanut butter, or whatever, put a blue marble there. The younger ones love the blue marbles. They love to play with them. They'll put them in their mouth and waller them around like you would a piece of gum.
You're gonna have to wait.
We actually have a blue marble at our gifting spot, the main one, and I have blue glow in the dark stones. They're like an iridescent blue that glows at night, and they've moved them. They moved them to almost look like constellations. It looks like a constellation. It's really, really cool. Yeah. And I'm curious, have any of you guys ever had stones? I know I've heard about stones being stacked. So we had mountain rock stones that we brought, or a river rock that we brought over there. And those stones have been being stacked on top of each other, but they've got mud in between them like mortar. Mm-hmm. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, but it's like there's mud in there, and it's keeping the stones from being able to move. It's really, really neat.
Bruce, have you heard that? Have you had any?
Yes. That's common. But most of the time, you're going to get your younger ones that do that. Your bigger ones will stack 50 and 100-pound rocks. Your smaller ones will play with it like they do the marbles, and they will stack a little piles of stone. If you put a round circle and a Y in the middle of that circle, then they'll come around there and rearrange it until they're Y. They'll make a Y out of it.
How about you, Scott? Have you had something similar with that? Have you seen anything?
There are Y sticks all over the site, sticking in the ground, leaning up against a tree. I mean, they're all over the place. And kind of like Mike said, he noticed them before he even knew what they meant. That's how it was for me, too. Then when I found out they meant friend, I'm like, okay, they've been trying to interact with me long before I even knew they were here, you know?
There's so much that I've learned over the last year. I've learned more in the last year than I've learned since 2017, the whole time. And it's just, but at the same time, every time I think I learn more, I lose that much more.
Yeah. Hey, Jessica.
Oh, that's awesome.
Jessica.
That's really
What's
cool.
that friendship sign? So the next time they're around,
Okay.
they can
I got into
communicate
one
with
here not long ago, just a few weeks ago. And when I went into a holler and cut him off because he crossed the road in front of somebody and they called me, and I went down the road into another holler right on foot. And when I got to the hollers where they meet, he spotted me and took off. But when he took off, every now and then he was looking back, like your son said he did when he got to the top of the hill. When he looked back, I took my arm like this and went like that. And as he was running, looking back, and as soon as I done that, he just stopped, and then sat there and watched me. And then I done that a couple more times, and he calmed down, and he stayed out where I could see him.
Wow.
What about the one you had, that the female that came and sat next to you while you were sitting by a fire? That's an incredible story.
What?
Yeah.
They just came and sat next to you.
Yeah.
You talking about Mike?
Yeah,
yeah. It wasn't a fire. I was sitting in a spring branch and on a rock, and one of the females had come up to me, and she had making a tree frog sound, and then I would try to let her know that I didn't understand. I didn't try to make any sounds because I don't know how they would react. Well, she got within 3 to 4 feet of me, and she sat down beside me. But when she sat down squatting like an Asian person would. And then we sat there and we had a 45-minute interaction there, 45 to 50 minutes.
Wow.
And she kept all the others back. When the others stepped out, she kept them all back. She would argue with them like two people would argue.
Go ahead, Mike.
I've been told from a couple different psychic friends of mine that they're trying to connect with us, that there's something that they want to connect with us, and that especially with me and the children and Chris, like there's something, all of us when we're together, it's when it happens obviously the most. But I'm curious too, if I went through this area with this family group, when it's like the gifting area, I was there. I've been going there for 5 years, and I went there when I was going through my hardest time, which was my separation with my children's ex, my ex, and I was very down and depressed. It was a hard time in life, but I kept hearing over and over that I need to go there. It was in my head. I don't know how to explain it. And I've had crazy vivid dreams that I can't explain. I'm not into the woo-woo side of it, but I don't understand. I don't know how else to say it. I've had these vivid dreams. A vivid dream actually led me to this place. And I go there. They told me to go there, that they would help me. And I went the next day. I go there. I go in the woods. I sit on a log in between the two gifting areas. I'm sitting on this log, and I start crying. I'm depressed. I'm depressed. I'm sad. I'm in a low time in my life. And all of a sudden, I hear this sound and this tone and this frequency come out of the forest. And then another one from the other way. And they came across each other. When they hit me, it was like I felt it. And then I stopped feeling sad.
It changed your mood. Yeah.
It changed
the frequency.
I stopped.
Yeah, it's a frequency.
The frequency they hit me with, I stopped feeling it. I've taken that. I've mimicked that sound in different areas, and I've heard it come back to me. I've done it out in the forest, just woo, and then you hear woo. It's almost like a whale tone.
Yeah. Is there a meaning, Bruce, that you might, or Scott, that you guys might know of?
They read your body. Okay, a lot of people say they'll say, Bruce, you're marked. No, I'm not marked. They know that I've seen. If I leave Tennessee and I go to Arkansas, and one sees me, they know I've already seen them. Okay. The thing that people get messed up with Bigfoot is that they think that Bigfoot is dangerous. Bigfoot is scared of us. It's over evolution. He stays away from us. All right. You'll see the older ones in the group scold the younger ones from getting too close to us. So they try to stay away. When they use those frequencies, those are healers. So if somewhere in that clan you had a medicine woman or a medicine man, and they'll carry some type of little pouch. Now, what it's made out of could be a piece of wood with a grapevine or anything tied to it, a small vine. But when they meet you and you're sick, if they put off a frequency like that, your whole attitude, everything about you changes. It calms you.
It was spiritual. That's the only way I can say it. It was amazing. But at the same time, they can hit you with another frequency that scares the damn life out of you too.
Well, that's being what I call zapped. If you get too close or get pin them up or scare one of the younger ones, one of the older ones will zap you.
All right, so I'll tell you my I'll tell you my bad experience real quick. All right.
Yeah. Go.
This is where I learned the hard way, because when you're in 2017, I had the sighting, and then it was about a year before I really started going out by myself after I had educated myself, because now I'm educated and I don't know what to do. So I went into the preserve that I grew up near, which is a 10,000 acre preserve, and it's a skinny little part of Florida's corridor that connects directly to eventually into the green swamp, and it's all one big circle. But this creek that runs through there, when I was a kid, I used to go back there fishing in this preserve. You had to ride your bicycle. It's the only way to get back there. Ride a bike or take a horse. That's it. And I said it's like 10,000 acres, but the creek is about 20 miles long, and it goes out of the preserve and into another river. But I went back there. I said, all right, if these beings are nocturnal, or if they're in Florida like any other type of animal, especially in Florida in the middle of the summer, it's 95 degrees, 80% humidity. Not much wants to be out moving around in the middle of the day. So I thought back, all right, if I'm going to catch something off guard, this is when I would do it, middle of the day. That's when they're going to be least active. So that's what I did. I rode my bicycle 3 miles into this preserve. I followed the creek down to the spot on my map I wanted to go. I got off my bike and I hiked another almost mile in back to the deepest hammock I could get into, cypress hammock. I walked back down this trail. I'm about 30 yards from the creek now, and there's a tree this way across the trail and a tree going this way across the trail. And everything in my gut told me, do not cross that. That's telling you, do not go there. I didn't listen. I was Florida man. So I stepped over it, took 3 more steps. I found a 14-inch footprint, and I'm looking at that footprint, and I just got my tape measure out to look at it, and I heard a stick, like it sounded like a tree about 8 inches around broke. Right. Middle of the summer in Florida, there's no wind blowing. It's stale, hot, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's nasty, no wind, and it was deafeningly quiet, and it went crack and fell into the palmettos. And I went, oh shit, it's to my right, I didn't even want to look at it. And then that was followed by, I felt it, and then I heard it. That's the only way I can say it. I felt it before I heard it. And then this gurgling growl, it bellowed out. And what's funny is the sound, I heard the sound, but my first reaction was to say, I'm sorry. Why did I say, it's like I was talking to a person more than it was a monster or a creature. I went, I'm sorry, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I turned around. I started walking back out the trail.
Because you wanted to catch them off guard, and you caught them off guard.
I caught them off guard.
And they reacted. And so you were like, oh my gosh.
I was also dressed like a turkey hunter. I was completely blacked out with a mask.
What?
I was
heard that part.
I was wearing a camo mask. I was completely I was stealthy as hell back there. I caught them off guard when they were not, and they did not like it, and they were pissed. That had to be the alpha, because I don't know. God, if that wasn't the alpha, I'd hate to know what the alpha was. I had to go back out the trail and turn left to go towards my bike. My bike's a half a mile away or more, and I got to walk this out now after this thing just growled at me. As I start walking out, they're pacing me. Thump, 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 and I heard another one. Thump, thump. Then another one. Thump. There was at least 3 or 4 walking 20 yards inside the wood line, walking with me. And then I kept hearing this. I didn't know what it was until a stick landed in front of me. And they were throwing sticks at me too. I pissed them off. And I got hit. They zapped me. Exactly what you said. I didn't know that at the time. I got back to my bike. They didn't hurt me. They escorted me unpolitely out. I got to my bike, and I bet you there were smoke coming out of my bike as fast as I got back to my truck. Yeah. I got to my truck, and I threw up. And I started throwing up again. And then for 4 days, it felt like a firework went off too close to my ears. And my ears, to this day, that whatever happened that day damaged me. I can't dive anymore. I can't scallop. I can't go more than about 3 or 4 foot deep because my ears.
It breaks your equilibrium and unbalances you. That's what it's designed to do.
Yep.
Like, you still have that, Mike?
I still have it.
He'll jump in the pool and just do like a cannonball. And the next day he's driving in his Jeep and he's like all miscombobulated and like so.
It's cool. Here's the thing. It's weird. Here's what's weird. It messed me up for life. Whatever that hit me, it messed me up. But it also connected me to him because now she's seen me do it, and it blows her mind. I feel that energy now. I feel it, and when I walk into an area where they're at, my ears start getting pressure in them, and I feel that frequency when it hits my ears, and I'll be like, "They're right there. They're right in there," and I feel it.
Did it leave a constant tone in your ear like tinnitus?
Yes. I had it for days.
Yeah.
And then it went away, but it occasionally comes back.
Well, I've been zapped so many times, mine constantly ring. I've never been able to get rid of it.
Do you feel that feeling when you're close to them?
Oh, yeah.
That pressure,
yeah.
Pressure in your ears?
Yeah, you can also sense it. You will sense it before they step out. You pick up naturally after you have so many encounters. You naturally pick it up before it happens. There'll be times that you'll have a big one that will make that tuning sound like you're talking about. It sounds like a tuning fork.
Tuning fork.
You know, when you hit the tuning fork together and it makes that vibrational noise.
Yeah.
You'll have times they'll do that. And it'll cause one of your ears, the frequency to get so hard you'll have to put your hand over your ear and sort of steady your head to keep from getting lightheaded.
Yep. She's been with me. She's seen me completely like, whoa, like
disoriented.
I'll start talking to them though. I'll start saying, "Hey, listen, I'm not here to hurt you guys. I'm one of the good ones." I'll start talking to them, and then I feel it just calm down.
Just a release.
And it just, she'll feel it too. It just, okay.
The main thing is for them to know your voice. After they know your voice, and they no longer perceive you as a threat. Because their main thing when you first encounter one in an area you've never been in before is to get away from you. Like the one your son was talking about running, going up the hill so quick. Okay, because they're terrified of human beings.
Right.
And so that's when you go into those new areas, and then when you find that X, the deeper you go and the higher you go on a mountain and you find an X, be real careful because that's a guaranteed zap and a confrontation of rock throwing, stick throwing, mud balls like kids make will come flying at you. I've had that to happen.
And Scott, have you been zapped?
Oh yeah, I have, dude. I could not leave the toilet the next day, probably for 2 or 3 hours. I was so sick. It was like flu. It was terrible.
Wow, that was similar to me my second time I got zapped. The second time I was in an area and we were the group, and the group went to the left, and I said, no, guys, they're this way. And I go to the right, and I walked up to this palmetto, like thick wall of palmettos, and it literally felt like an energy wall. I couldn't pass it. And I think the whole damn clan was hitting me. And it was like at the same time because it was weird. And I went down. I went from fine to almost throwing up, headache, disoriented, everything, all within a couple seconds.
Now, if a dog man, if a dog man zaps you, your throat will close. You can't breathe. You'll think that, but actually just try to keep your head level and talk out loud and keep breathing. But you'll think when he zaps you, you'll get that sudden hard jolt, but your breathing and stuff will seem like you're not breathing, but you are.
Wow.
Yeah, hey, he guys, hits you from the neck, the chest, top of the chest to the neck.
I got this little girl right here that has been dying to tell y'all something. She keeps coming over and she wants to tell you a little story real quick, okay?
Of course.
Yeah. Come over here, buddy. Come on. Come on. It's your turn. It's your turn. You've been so patient. All right. In case you guys don't know, this is Kylie.
Hi, Kylie.
Hi, Kylie.
Hi.
All right. What do you want to say, Booger?
Yeah, tell us. Tell us what you got.
We went out to this one spot from a long time ago. My dad went with our dog, and we went out this one day with our PG and his kids, and me and Sky, we saw.
Right here. Look up there.
We saw two Bigfoots in one day.
Oh, that's good. That's good. How did you feel when you seen them?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, that's good.
We have another very, very active area. And I took RPG, my two kids, RPG, and 2 or 3 of his. Two. There's 2 of his. He has 4. I took 2 of his. So we all went out. We wanted to do some family filming and take them into a really cool area. And Kaylin actually had a Class A sighting that day, 110%. This area is an amazing area. There's a big clan in there. I know it's a big clan. I know it's a big group. And it's the most active area I've ever been into. There's always something going on. And it's an amazing area. And we were back there and we're walking, coming around the back entrance of where I had some other crazy stuff happening. And Kalen walks off and he's on by himself coming up on another tree line. And we're off to the right about 30 yards away from him. And he just freezes. And I'm looking at it. I hear him make a noise. I'm like, hey, you okay? And he's shaking his head. And I come walking over. And there was just this moment where he saw him. How big was he, Kay? It was, Kalen had seen other things. He had seen them. He'd had other sightings and other glimpses. But this was different, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why was it different? Tell him.
All right. So, like he said, I took off the other way. And we weren't even that far, but there was like kind of like this tree. Yeah, remember that tree? It was like a tree with like a whole bunch of bushes around it. And y'all were kind of on that side of it, and I was on the other side.
You were hidden by it.
Yeah. I was like kind of on the side of it. And I'm looking out on the tree line, just doing what I always do. I'm just going to catch one on the car one time, you know? And I'm just looking like I always do. And as I'm bringing my head back over, I barely even see it, but I bring my head back over, and I'm the Squatch right now. I'm bringing my head over, and he goes, the second my eyes catch that little spot right there, the second my eyes move to over here, that thing goes.
Yeah. How big was it?
7 to 8 feet tall, probably. 4 feet wide.
He saw a big one.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't even tell. It was just
Sure.
one top.
I think it was watching us. He was watching me, RPG, and the kids walking down this tree line. And Caleb, three palmetto palms. Palmetto palms don't tip over too easy with the wind. They're pretty anchored. This was tipped over, and on each side of it was a bare, rubbed raw stick on this side and on this side, supporting it where it couldn't move. Underneath it was dug out.
No, I remember that.
And on one side of it, the palmetto side was a bedding area. And on this side, there was 2 beds and 1 palmetto palm set up. It was really, really neat. In Florida, I don't know about you guys, but in Florida, they'll push over trees and the root balls that sit like this, they'll have them at like 30-degree angle. And then they'll dig out underneath them and use them as temporary shelters and lay underneath them.
Yeah.
You have that, Bruce, Scott? Either one of you?
My son has balls on his neck.
Hey, it's like like those fans,
This is
that
the
go
only
around-
time in your life this is acceptable.
Hey, hey, stop! They're soft. They're soft.
Dad, can I tell
They're
them
soft.
the story that I saw
Yeah.
one?
What?
Can I tell them the new
Kylie, you got one more thing to say?
Hey, bye.
Go ahead. What?
So Caleb forgot his pole one day
Oh,
when we were fishing.
this is the most recent. This was 2 weeks ago. Go ahead, Kai.
And
Tell him again. Start over real quick. Go ahead.
I was like, Caleb forgot his rod because the other day we were fishing. We went fishing and we came back because we realized that he forgot his rod. So he came back.
The next day, we went back to go get his fishing pole that he had left.
Yeah, and I was just like sleeping, and then Kaylin and Dad, they went out just because Kaylin saw this one tree, so they got out and they kept on seeing things. Then
I were looking at footprints in the tree, and then you were just now waking up from your nap, right?
Yeah, and then I looked behind me, behind the back window. I was like, because it was raining out, and I could barely saw like the
It was
back
like really
window.
dewy. The
Yeah,
back
it was,
window
like,
was like
blurry.
really dewy. Yeah.
And I could barely see this little like figure, and it was going towards Kaylin and Dad. It was going towards them. It was on this side, and then it walked to the other side where they were. And then we went to go. Then after that, we went to go and get his rod. Because Dad was like, Kaylin went over to one side, and Dad went over to the other side, and Kaylin didn't see it, but then Dad went over next to the hot dogs that he left out. The hot dogs were gone, and then next to the hot dogs were his rod. And where Kaylin went, that was where his fishing pole was. And then whenever we came to the house, we just realized that the fishing pole was
Can I tell my part of the story?
You guys good? We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, sure, go
Yeah.
right ahead, man.
Yes,
we
sir.
love it.
So like, you want me to clear something?
We're
up?
going to get this cleared up a little bit real quick.
You want me to?
You're doing great, Kai. You're doing good, baby.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
basically, Kylie saw something. She was kind of waking up from a nap, and she was like, and she just happened to look behind her. She saw this thing walking because the trail was dividing the forest, and for some reason it was like swampy and cypress and
It was for like 1 second.
palmettos and oak trees on the other side.
It's about a quarter mile, about a quarter mile, about a half a mile trail that we have to take to get back to our fishing spot on this river that runs right through the middle of some of the squatchiest parts of Florida.
But you can't even get past it barely because there's like 3 trees, ironically, falling over, blocking
Right.
the trail. So, anyways,
I saw it for like half.
Long story short,
Kylie saw something coming from the other side of the woods coming over to us.
It wasn't
And-
even for like a second.
Yeah.
It was so quick.
And then we get in the Jeep. Kylie starts crying. We're like, Kylie, my dad goes, Kylie, are you okay? She's like, what's wrong? And she goes, Dad, I just saw one. I think, right? Yeah, she goes, Dad, I think I just saw one. And he goes, what do you mean you just saw one? He's like, I just saw one. And he's like, don't play with me. Don't try to make me feel good. It's fine. And then she starts crying because she gets like a little sad that he's kind of not believing her. But then not like 100%, like, I don't think you saw something, but like, are you sure? And then she starts crying. She's like, yes, Dad. So then he's like talking to me. He's like, dang, she like really saw something. And basically, we walk over to grab my pole, and we're not thinking anything of it. But I walked to where I left it, and it wasn't there. My dad walks over to where we're fishing, and he left some hot dogs, and the hot dogs were gone. But he walked over to where we were fishing, and the pole was there. And after that,
No, it was laying against.
it was after. Hold on. After that,
You guys following?
Yep.
after that, we walk over, or he stops the Jeep. He gets out to look, kind of where it was, where that thing crossed over, and because it wasn't far at all from the Jeep, and he like drove about a couple yards, right? And then you got out, you looked, and there are these footprints. There are these there are these foot impressions going across the trail. And he was like, "What are these footprints?" So you can see it in the water almost. And he goes, "Caitlin, this probably was the footprints that thing left walking across the trail."
I'm gonna summarize all this. All right,
Hold on.
because we're going long. We're going long. All right, listen.
We're driving back. No, I'm going to tell the one part.
All right.
We're driving back, and my dad notices that fishing pole was not where I left it. Because I left it kind of slanted up against a tree because I was grabbing a whole clump of rods. And I couldn't fit them. I couldn't fit every single
When we go
rod.
fishing, we usually have like about 7 or 8 rods with us. Kalen has 3 that he always carries around, and he likes to walk off about 15 yards to my right or left. He likes to walk away and have his own little spot fishing. He left one of those rods there, and we didn't realize it till after we had come home. But right before I left, as we were leaving, I had some hot dogs. We were trying to catfish a little bit too. And I grabbed those 4 hot dogs, and I'm joking. And I'm like, hey, guys, this is for you. Because we've always feel like we're being watched back there. And I'm joking. I say, hey, guys, these are for you. And I put them down on the log. We leave. Next day, I realize I come back to get his pole. Kalen runs out to where that pole was at. It wasn't there. It was gone. I go walking into where we walked in at, and the pole's standing straight up against the cypress knee, right where the hot dogs were. Right after a severe thunderstorm had just rolled through. There's no way that pole, it just magically picked itself up and came over and was standing against those cypress knees. It was it was freaking cool.
And then Taylor made up a little
So
story.
that means Bigfoot caught probably about a 10-pound bass, and then after that, he just left my pole. So I get it.
All right, listen. All right, guys, listen. Y'all, take a break. Let Christina come back. Y'all go take a break. Tell them thank you.
Bye-bye.
You guys are awesome. You guys did great.
Mike. Hey, Mike,
Yes.
we have a question for Christina from the chat. From
What's that?
Matt. We
Oh,
got a question for Christina.
Yes.
Matt Langford.
Kylie, you're done. I love you, honey. Take a break. All right. Our turn, guys. You guys go do your thing. It's adult time for a minute. All right, we're back. Thank you guys so much for letting them do their little stories. They love doing
Of course, man. We love family.
Yep, glad to have it.
it. Hey,
Have you
there's
ever
a
been
lot worse things they could be interested in.
Right.
All right, so
Christina,
Matt,
Matt's got a question for you.
what Matt? Is it this Matt Langford guy?
Yeah. Matt's going to be on 2 weeks.
You know
But
he's part of
got
our
a question.
team, right?
Oh, is he?
He's part of our team. He's our Texas connection.
Yeah.
Have you ever been zapped, Christina?
Well, by electricity?
By me.
No.
Not
High
out in the
frequencies.
field in the research department. No. However, through our fireplace, yes. And I had to do it twice to figure out what it was, where it was coming from. But no, I've never been zapped out in the field.
She's too sweet. She's too sweet to get zapped. You know what they do to her? They want to mate with her. That's what they want to do. She lets out this banshee yell. I go out there and I'm hooting and hollering. I get a little hoo here and there. She goes out there and lets out this banshee yell one time. I'm like, hey, you do a scream. She goes, wah! Lets this banshee sound out. 30 seconds later or less, this gigantic comes yelling back. I'm like, oh, damn.
I was like, okay.
That'll work.
I'm like, great. Yeah. Now I'm going to have to compete with this thing.
Exactly. Well,
they'll answer your kids too.
Oh, they do.
Kids, yeah, get them out there hollering. They got that innocence about them. They'll answer them quicker than they will most.
Kaylin got scared real bad one day doing that. We were in an area, and our area, it's a lot of whoo, and then whoo, whoo, whoo. You'll hear them like hooing, just little whoos. And Kaylin did that for about 30 minutes, and they kept getting closer and closer. When he was this is about 4 years ago, and they got closer and closer, and then one went woo right, right next to us. And Kaylin grabbed me, he started crying. I want to go home. I want to go home.
I think I was like 5.
Dude, it scared the crap out of you. It scared me.
Not that. Remember that one time whenever we were camping, I started crying at that one trail.
Kylie got to hear a very long, loud vocal too and started crying one time.
And then it was like a big team.
All right.
That big team.
Yep. Yeah, we had a whole bunch of people. We had about 30 people camping with us that day. And we heard a super loud, long vocal out there.
Yeah, we were out on a night hike.
We were on a night hike, and I had like 15 kids with me and their parents who are skeptical, and all of a sudden we hear come from out
that question.
Yeah.
And then Dad, remember that one guy was like, oh, no worries, it was just a bird.
Yeah, it was a bird. All right.
Do you guys have any questions for Bruce? We lost Scott with the Wi-Fi, so he may step back on here soon. But I'll tell you what, Bruce can answer your questions if you got them.
Where are you at? Where do you research?
Tennessee, right?
Yeah, I'm on the Warrior's Path. You can look that up. The Warrior's Path is an ancient road that dates back thousands of years. It runs through the most roughest terrain in the state of Tennessee. It's full of cave systems, lakes, rivers, creeks, and springs.
Wow.
The hills generally run on the area I researched from 1/4 mile high to over 1 mile high.
Wow. And what's the closest? What's the closest area it is to? Like what main area?
If you come up through Cookville, Tennessee, you're on the Warrior's Path.
Okay. I haven't been a lot. I've only been through Gatlinburg and Knoxville and on the way over towards all the other places. I don't know a lot about it. Well, I did get to go with the Relic Film crew. We got to go to one of Scott Carpenter's old areas. That was really cool.
Yeah, you get into the Smoky Mountains, or you get into the bigger ones, more aggressive ones, and then the Cherokee National Forest, where I have done a lot of research in. That's where you'll get into both Bigfoot and Dogman there.
That's what they were telling us. There's a lot of Dogman stuff up there, and but man, it's so much more. Your area is so different because for one, you got mountains, but it's so big and it's so vast. In Florida, it's different.
Flat.
And well, it's not that it's just flat. It's we have corridors because we have so many people here. They're funneling everything into these areas. And if you know where to go and you know where to look.
Away from the people.
But if you follow the corridors and where they get narrow, everything has to funnel through those. And I found these areas, and this is it's no coincidence. This is where the areas are, where the most game's being funneled through, right next to creeks and rivers, and where nobody's at. There's so many areas of Florida that people won't go into, but like the areas I'm talking about, one area is within a stone's throw from a residential neighborhood. The other one, you've got to walk 5 miles around to get into it. And it's like, but it's right behind $1 million neighborhood. And it's like they want to be close and see what we're doing, but be able to not be accessed. You know what I mean? Or you can't get to them.
Right. That's been going on a lot in the last 4 or 5 years. They've been coming in closer to subdivisions, and a lot of places up here in Tennessee is getting sold off, and homes are being built on these big farms and subdivisions. So they're moving in closer.
I don't doubt it at all. I feel like we're entertainment to some degree, you know?
Well, and not even like a food source. Like just like when we were in Gatlinburg, like you see just bears just roaming through the town where all the people are at. They're sifting through the garbage, and it's an easy meal. Easy action. Like it was so sad to video this bear just walk literally right down from the mountain and drink the water. That's my drink. Drink the water that had pooled up in this parking garage. Like that was the water that it was choosing to drink when there was a creek right next to our hotel. Like I hate it.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah. It's there was evidently something there with a sweet taste to it for it to prepare that water. When they come into town like that, they're generally looking for sweets.
I mean, so am I.
Me too. Always looking for sweets.
Yeah. But it's so cool to hear, you know, I hear it from all over the country, so similar things happening. And we're down here in our own little unique, you know, area. And it's just really cool to hear how similar you guys are having things happen as well. I always find that the why thing is going to be, that's going to stick with me. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I love that.
You know, so many people say so many bad things. And I'm like, after what I've learned the most recently, like these are nowhere near being a great ape, you know?
No,
nowhere near it.
Not. They're the same. They're the same of us. They're a little bit bigger and they're a lot more hairier. That's the only difference.
Yep. And I'm starting to learn it. And they're empathetic. They're emotional. That thing literally took my son's fishing pole that was 15 yards away, brought it over as gentle as he could, and placed it right where he knew we would walk back in to look for it.
Like you forgot something.
Yep. It was freaking cool, man. Like it's so amazing. I'll show you another example of that. This was the first footprint I ever found, the first footprint I ever cast.
Okay.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. That's the first one I ever cast. It's not a gigantic footprint, but you see how wide it is.
Right.
I nicknamed him Big Toe because every footprint I would find, he would only have just one big toe. It's like he lifted them. I don't think they like getting mud in their toes, just like we don't.
Right.
I really don't. And he would lift this is back in the edge of a swamp. So I found the footprint, and it's real wet. That's why you see how chunky it all is in here. Our substrate's very wet. And so I made the footprint cast, and I let it go and it was just about dark. I'm like, you know what? I don't think it's set up good. I'm going to come back in the morning. So I come back the next morning. I grab my son and I let him come with me. And I come to get the footprint. I walk over to the footprint to get the cast. And I'm like, oh my God. So you see the thickness of this, right?
Yep.
He stepped and kept moving. I came over to get it. This was beside it.
Bruce, how do you know?
That's a male.
You know what is female and what's not, Bruce?
Okay, by the toes and the splay of the foot.
I would say, by that width, how wide.
Yeah, right. You see how that big toe is, and it's leaned more to the right, and then on the left, it's leaned more to the left. A male's toe will stick out a little bit further than the female's and do that. It'll turn back.
So what he did was This was just a walking step that I found. I made the footprint cast, came back the next day. He literally stood over the top of it looking at what I was doing. See how thick?
Right.
He sunk into the water, into the mud, and it left toe prints where it didn't normally leave for him. That was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. Now, Mike,
you can tell that's a muscular footprint. You can tell by just glancing at it.
Yeah.
You know.
Now you guys are talking skunking, correct? Or are you in a place where?
No, I'm seeing Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That's that's a print.
Yes. Yeah. We're Tampa North, and I think we're more Sasquatch Bigfoot, your typical Sasquatch Bigfoot. And that's what they're more intelligent. I think there's two species in Florida. I really do. I absolutely think there's two species. One's more of a subspecies that's not quite as bulky, not quite as intelligent, a little more primal, a little more, not
aquatic. Yeah, it's aquatic.
Yeah.
Aquatic. And what do you mean by aquatic?
They live in the bogs and in the swamps, and they're not as big and bulky. Yeah. And they'll find a palm tree or something growing way up high in the middle of a big swampy area where they can see, and they'll build a nest on the top of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez. They're different. There's something different about. They're a little more aggressive too. They're not as friendly. I don't know how you say it.
Right.
They're just not. They're not quite as. I don't think they're as intelligent. I think they're smart, but I don't think they're something different about them. I don't know how to say it.
Right.
What do you think, Bruce? Is there a possibility of having one that is more?
Well, when you get into the swamp ape, I've been down in there in I researched there, and I've researched in Louisiana, and they're not that hard to figure out. When you get into Bigfoot and Sasquatch, you're dealing with something that's smarter than you are, because its main drive is to stay out of your sight. A swamp ape, he'll obviously build a nest. You can spot it a mile away in a big old palm tree, or one of those trees in the bog, where they call it, or when they've got those dikes. I call them dikes. Those long spans of dry land and water on both sides.
There's cypress hammocks and all that.
Right. They openly use that, and they don't hide. They're just right out in the open, and that's what scares a lot of people out of areas like that, is because they can spot him a quarter of a mile away coming. And then when you go out there, they get somebody out there and they find the tracks and stuff, and then that person has a video of it. When they video it, see how far it come from here to there. A human being can't run through that swampy mud, and that cypress grass will cut you. It's like a sawgrass.
Yep.
You can't run through it that quick.
If you ever watch the David Shealy footage from down in the Everglades, down behind David's property, I'm actually the first person that ever went there. When I was with Mid Florida, we went and we did a David Shealy reenactment video. We were the first people to ever do a reenactment of that video, and actually went to the location. It's almost 2 miles straight out behind his property. And I promise you right now, that was the hardest I've ever walked in my life. It was walking through that sawgrass, because it's not just, you got about 6 inches of water at the time we were there. The time that the video was taken, it was over 2 foot of water back there. Mm-hmm. And this thing's moving like he's floating through it, like it's nothing. It took me almost 20 minutes to go where it took him 5 minutes to cross the entire thing. Took me almost 20 minutes.
Right.
You cannot go fast. The sawgrass, when it dies, falls down at your feet. So you're constant. It's like stepping in snow. You're stepping in, and you're catching, and it's water, and you're trying to walk through this. And the other thing is, we look down, because I don't want to get bit by a snake or an alligator.
Right.
People think you're just walking in grass out there. Hell no, that's in the middle of the damn Everglades. I saw there's everything out there, and
those boas are taking down deer.
Oh man, That's scary too, man. Like the size of these things are scary. We've got python hunter friends, and I've got some good friends down in the Everglades. I've met a lot of people. The Miccosukee Indians and the Seminole Indians down there. You want to talk about some cool people?
Yeah.
And they've told us things they don't tell everybody. And I've learned some stories that I can't even talk about some of them. But one cool one was there's a place out there where it's almost like a store that the Indians all use, like kind of like a Dollar General, but out in the Everglades. And he said, the thing that you want, what you're looking for, comes behind my dumpster every night and scavenges for food.
Yeah,
they talk about it like it's nothing,
Right.
Like a raccoon or something.
Yeah.
Bruce, how is it that they can walk like they're floating?
It's because they don't have the legs that we have. They have a bend in their knees. It doesn't straighten out. So where their muscle moves without straightening it out, they keep that bend. So when most people see them, they think they're floating because they're actually walking. But they walk in a straight line where we wobble.
Yeah.
They'll walk in a straight line and those knees don't completely straighten out. So that gives them speed.
Wow. How about the mid-tarsal break, Bruce?
The mid-tarsal break, that's I don't want to make anybody mad, but I'm going to just tell them the truth. The mid-tarsal break, we've got that if we're walking in the right material. So just because somebody's got a flat, perfect 18-inch print doesn't mean it's a hoax because it doesn't have the mid-tarsal. Mid-tarsal only happens in certain types of grounds. The softness, the wetness, sand. It's more obvious in mud and stuff. And of course, when we walk, we do the same thing.
It's only going to bend where it needs to.
Yeah.
We will have our feet when we get into mud, that old gray mud, sticky mud. Our toes will do the same thing. They'll bend up, and as we walk, they'll curl. They'll naturally do that, and you won't see that mid break right there.
Yeah.
But Bigfoot, see, there's so many types, and what I mean by that, each one is individual to itself. So some will have higher arches, some will have flat feet, just like us. Whoa.
That was Christina with her. I don't know what she was just trying to do.
I was going to try to show my high arch.
She was trying to show you her pretty feet, apparently.
And then there was a
Hey, Mike, I seen a post on Facebook this morning where I guess there's a gifting area where you were leaving Reese's peanut butter cups and stuff like that. Have you been there lately?
I just went today.
Yeah, he was just telling me about that today. Yeah.
Y'all got to give me 1 second here.
We got to get back in order.
He knocked the whole damn gimbal down. Hold on.
You're going to do it and do it right?
I got it. It's coming back up. There we go. She freaking karate kicked it.
Yeah.
All right.
When you
we're back.
what do you give? What are you gifting?
I started. I knew that peanut butter was. Everybody seems to have good luck with peanut butter, so I said, well, one day I'm like, well, damn, I love Reese's peanut butter cups. They have peanut butter in them, and there's a bright ass orange wrapper. So if something took it, I'd be able to find the wrapper pretty easy, So that's what I started doing about 5 years ago. And I got to the point where they like Reese's. And
I'll tell you a secret on if you want to gift them.
Yeah.
Save all your bacon grease in a jar. Get you a brush, a paintbrush or something, or even take your finger and go up there on a tree about 10 feet tall on a tree and paint it on the bark. And then we'll come and lick that off with the bark. And you'll be able to see the.
You just gave me my idea I've been needing for my tape trap.
Yeah, that'll work every time with that. If you turn your tape inside out, sticky side out, put it around the tree above and below the bacon where you smeared the bacon, he'll stick his face to it every time, and he'll eat even part of the bark off the tree. Indians call them bark eaters because of that.
Wow.
I mean,
This is what I mean. I learn every time we have a podcast, or I got a chance to interview Bruce. He blows me away with these answers. You know what I mean? He's even taken theories that have been around for decades and just gives you the simple answer, and you're going, why the hell was I thinking all the way out there when it's right here? So I learned so much from him all the time. So if you get to see him on other podcasts, definitely check him out. He knows.
Man, I literally like Larry, where you were talking about that picture that I put up earlier, that was from 4 years ago. And what happened that day was the male had come in. I know it was one of the male because it was a 15-inch footprint, and he had come in and taken 2 of the Reese's out, and he walked about 20 yards away with them and stopped. And that's where I saw the wrappers. And right where he had torn them and ate them, there was a footprint right in the middle. That's what I was trying to highlight in the middle of it, where you could see his footprint right in the middle where he had stopped and was eating them. And then there was a 3-inch long black hair inside of it. So
that's awesome.
It was a double bonus.
Yeah.
I got to the point in this area, they were getting so friendly with me. It was like, I swear, it was like they were excited when I got there. Yeah. I'd walk in and I'd go, all right. So when I walk in, I learned from Thomas Seawood to never just walk up on him. And he told me, because after I told him my bad experiences, he said, well, yeah, you're a stupid white man. And you came walking into their backyard without saying, can you come in? Yeah. And I learned. All right. So I walk in now. I get white when I walk in. They know my tone. Woo! That's me. Mm-hmm. Usually 9 out of 10 times I'll hear in the distance, woo! And then another one, woo! And then another one. It's usually 3. I'll hear them, all 3. And then I'll walk in. I may hear it one more time, and then it goes quiet, and I know they're there. But that's me. That's me letting them know I'm there. And they've got over the years, they know it's me. And the treat guy's here. So I literally have walked in the trail that I go into this spot, have not seen a footprint there. I go walk in, put my treats out. I go walk to my next spot. I used to have 2 spots in there. Now I only have 1. But I would walk in. I'd walk to the second one and come back, and their treats have already gone. They had walked in behind me and already taken them. And I've gone walking out the trail that I walked in and find 4 or 5 footprints where they've come behind me, walking in, that big toe, same guy, the same footprint you'd see walking behind me. And he'd follow me everywhere I went back there. It was freaking cool.
Yeah, when I get out of the vehicle at my places, I'll make a hoot owl call so they know it's me. I got a distinct hoot owl call that I call, and they'll know it's me.
I started realizing from this place a long time ago that they mimic owls on a regular basis. We know that. Yep. But they would mimic the barred owls, and they do it everywhere out here. But I realized that what they're mimicking, when you would get out and start walking in, as soon as you get to like a tree break or an A-frame break, you're in their territory, you hear whoo, 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 whoo.
Yep.
And there's a distinct difference between who, and who. You know that that's an owl. And we've tested that. We had, I can't remember his name, and I apologize if you watch, and I can't remember your name, but he came out with me out there to this area, and he's like, that owl didn't sound right.
No, and it's just a little bit off.
Yeah, and there's no at the end.
Right, it's more of a deep voice. Yeah.
Yeah, the 400-pound owl. It's like hoo, 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 hoo. Not
right.
Hoo, 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 hoo. And we tested it on a oh my God, my brain's not working. We analyzed it, and it was off. The frequencies were totally different. When you heard the regular barred owl, and then that odd one hit, and the frequency was totally different.
What's your thoughts on that, Bruce? Because you can always tell they're just a little bit different. Is that a certain
if you spend enough time in the woods, you can tell it's not right to start with. When they try to imitate the owl, it'll be a low come high tone, but it'll never have the growl at the end of it like an owl growls up. It'll be just too deep. Another thing you can watch is that the females have a really high pitch to their owl call, and then they use more of a when they're talking together, you'll hear like tree frogs, cicadas sounds, stuff like that, and then everything all of a sudden, when you walk into their area unannounced, if you're not talking out loud and they're not used to you, everything in the forest seems like it goes quiet. But the whole time it was them making all these sounds to start with. It's just when you walked in, they shut up. There'll be occasional squirrel or something run off and may bark at you, but generally when everything goes quiet and you no longer hear the insects, it was them making those insect sounds.
Wow.
What about when we were up in Scott's area and you were like, hey, make that sound? All the frogs just silent. Yeah, when we went to we went with Jim Powell and everybody with Relic Films, and we went to one of Scott Carpenter's old areas, and actually Harley Owens told us where the area was, or told them where it was, and they took us, and we were out there for a little while, and it was really cool just being in that area, and we weren't having a whole lot of activity going on, and I said, Christina, do your banshee scream. And she let that thing out, and every damn frog out there 5 seconds later went no sound after she made that sound. It was weird.
Is that a predator type thing, Bruce?
No, that's what they thought they was hearing was frogs was actually the Bigfoots. They're masters at manipulating and throwing their voice. If you hear a growl on this hill or a holler on this hill, they could be directly behind you. They can make it echo. They can throw their voice. So when she let out that high-pitched scream imitating a female, they automatically shut up. They're paying attention.
And it was.
See what I mean, Mike?
It's like instant.
Yeah.
But isn't that a predator too? That just when there's a predator in the area, everything stops.
Well, not necessarily. It doesn't really, because they could be crocodiles. They could down where they're at, alligators. You could be in an area with bear, mountain lions, and everything's still going perfect. But generally, when you let out a scream like that, everything doesn't go silence all at once. It gradually goes. A bird might stop singing. A squirrel might turn around and start chirping or barking at you. So you have different levels. With her hollering like that, and there was a Sasquatch there, or two or three of them, and they're throwing their voice to make it sound like a frog, a tree frog, or a pond frog, a bullfrog. When she let out that high-pitched sound, they knew it was a female, so they're paying attention. So they get real quiet. They're waiting for her to call again. If she'd have called again, all of them would have started back, but been much louder this time.
Huh?
Let's try it.
Hey, Larry, you had a question?
How long have you been doing this, Mike?
Since 2017. 2017 is when after the road crossing, I started really paying attention to everything, and then I started going out by myself for 2018, 19, 20. I was by myself. And then that's when I met Marie Dumont, and I joined with the Mid Florida team, and I was with Mid Florida for 6 years, up until just 3 months ago when we decided to go on our own.
Wow!
How I learned
you guys
that
are really starting to gain some followers and subscribers and getting the word out.
What's that?
Bruce has got a question for you too, Mike.
I said you guys are really starting to gain some subscribers and getting the word out.
Yeah, man, it's
doing a good job.
Well, like a lot of people knew of mid-Florida, they didn't know that necessarily I was behind Marie.
Like how much?
How much?
You
and
putting into it,
right?
Where you were going, and
right?
What you were doing, and all of that.
And
yes,
it wasn't about like trying to become famous or trying to become super popular. I just wanted, people to know who I was as well, and I wanted to go in our direction. Marie's a great researcher. That's a good team. And we just wanted to go our own direction so that we could do more family. And I wanted to work with more people. I really wanted to branch out and take it outside of Florida. I wanted to work with more people like yourself. And it's been so open arms to us since we've started on our own. First person that reached out to me was Stacy Brown Jr. He's like, hey, you're on your own now. Let's do something, buddy. Let's do some stuff together. Yeah. And then now I've met people like Papa Squatch Productions. I've met Jared Lowe, and now we're meeting people in Tennessee. We're meeting you guys. We're meeting Adam up in. We're meeting everybody, and it's like this is what I've been wanting to do.
This is the family, the community that
we didn't get to be a part of,
to build, and be a part of.
Yep. We've got.
Yeah, there's some that keep it to themselves and don't want to grow and expand and share with people, and
we know some of those, huh, Larry?
We know a lot of them, and they're in every state, and things happen for a reason. We know when you shut one door, another one's going to open, and we kicked the door open. We were like, you know what, we're going. And don't kick it again.
That's what happened to
Don't. There's a TV. There's a TV table in front of us, like a little TV tray table with a box
of fruit snacks. If you must
there you
know.
Go. Hey.
We are high tech.
It works.
Yes.
Okay? Until you throw out your high couches.
I'll tell you what we are. We are experiencers learning to be researchers, and we're having a good time doing it. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning from everybody. I'm teaching you what I've learned, and I get as excited as my kids do when I go out. It's like I just when I lose that excitement is when I know I shouldn't probably do it ever again. But we're having a blast. Like we have a good time. We're getting our kids out to do it. And we're getting to spend time together as a family, outdoors, getting the kids away from their games and all that. But also we have this other side. And like I said, we're going to come back on again. I know you guys, I can't wait to do that. Because, all right, so we've got some good people. You guys might have heard a couple of these names before. Have you heard the name RPG?
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Golembeski. Mr. Ryan is part of our team. That is one of my best friends, right? How about Frank Middleton?
BFRO.
Mr.
Okay, yeah.
Frank Middleton, part of our team. Amazing guy. A couple guys you guys don't know, Mike Noga, who is he's an experiencer turned researcher also. Awesome guy. He's the reason that we have gone into this area where the eye shine where we found. Yep. And because of the stuff that he had there. And he's become a really good friend of ours. And part of our team. We have another guy named Robert Brooks. Robert Brooks he reached out to me and said, hey, I've had some stuff happen. I see you're doing research out in this area. We started talking. Now he's part of our team. This guy is amazing. He is one of the most educated guys I've ever met. He works for Citrus County. He's funny as hell, but he works for Citrus County, but he's also a cave locating specialist for the state of Florida. The guy has located over 2,000 caves in our area alone. Not many people know those even exist in Florida. And
one late morning, he's like, hey, y'all want to go out for a little bit?
Oh, my God. We call him the caveman. But
10 miles later.
Holy shit. Shoot. He's like, you guys want to go on a hike today? I'm like, yeah. So we pack like 2 water bottles and a couple things.
No breakfast. No, not.
His hike was 8 hours.
No, he's like Mike's
chopping through trees,
making our own path. There's literally no path.
We went out to where some hidden springs were, 5 miles out into the Chattahoochee Forest. where they used to do logging in the 1800s, and nobody's been out there since. He's like, if you're looking for something, that's where it would be. And out there in the middle of these areas, what?
And he keeps turning around at me like, hey, let me know when you're ready to go. You ready to go? Yeah,
like 8 hours ago.
So I'm like, I'm good. Let's go.
That was
trying to use me as an excuse.
I was totally trying to get her to give in because that was the most tired I've ever been in my life.
It was great.
I thought I was tough, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy. He pulls out his phone and he goes, looks at his Jeep, his map, and he goes, all right, and he just goes to the middle of freaking everything.
It does not matter. And we're just right there behind him.
He's also the guy that the FWC calls when someone comes up missing in a cave. And we live right by some of the most dangerous caves and springs in the world. Eagle's Nest is taking more lives, I think, than any other one around. And that's only about 15 minutes from us.
Yeah.
He goes in there and has to go recover bodies when the FWC calls him.
Yeah. Now, is that called spelunking?
I mean, cave diving underwater?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, caves in general,
I
I believe.
guess it's
This guy goes out. Okay, imagine. So you know how wild our swamps and our forests are, okay?
Yeah.
This one particular area in the Withlacoochee Forest, it looks like a rainforest. You go 3 to 4 miles out to the middle of it, no trail. There's a spring out there. And that spring goes 160 foot deep down into the aquifer. And he just goes out there and jumps in it and dives it.
72 degrees.
That's a different type of man.
I watched one of those demons.
His nickname him Trailblazer.
I wouldn't do that.
Well, the reason me and him met is because he said what happened to him was, and it's another area we research now. He nicknamed this area Yeti Sink, as sinkhole, you know. He nicknamed it Yeti Sink, joking around, because he found a giant nest in front of a cave system. And he was joking. He's like, oh, it's like a Yeti nest, you know, joking around. A couple days later, they were out in the same area at night, and they go and they find these holes, and then they bang into them and try to see if they can get into these caverns and try and work their way in. Well, they used to do it at night in areas they're not supposed to go. He's in there banging on it, and something came up and went, "Whoa!" and yelled at him.
They are using those caves. They're using the caves then.
Yeah.
Would you think, even in that different environment, Bruce, that they would use caves? Probably because it's cooler.
Yeah, caves is their number one spot. Down in Florida, the ones I run into are mostly coral caves made out of coral.
Yes. Yeah. You know. The limestone coral caves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like abandoned aquifer, basically.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And there's an area, the area where the eye shine that we had and that juvenile we saw, you have to, not many people are usually wanting to hike 3 or 4 miles back into an area. That's not most people.
Off trail.
You have the occasional people, but not many people in Florida want to off trail hike that far or even on a trail that far. There's 3 caves back there that are fenced off. The FWC fenced them off. And we were told they were fenced off because of bats and because they go down a couple hundred feet down and there's water that they can fill up and it can be dangerous. So I don't think that their caves are necessarily super deep, but if it's 95 degrees outside, you can get inside of a cool cave and there's water in it. That's your place you want to be. Well, you walk up to this fence and it looks like there is a triathlon going on around it daily. There's a path worn down through the grass. It goes up over the hill. I followed them. Guess what? You follow those paths up over the hills, you start finding tree structures, tree breaks, all kinds of unique things. The fence around it has been ripped open and repaired about 10 times. So I'm walking out of there one day and I see this guy walking out with his dog. And I'm like, hey, you come out here a lot? And he said, yeah, I come out here to me and my dog quite a bit. I said, how far back do you normally go? And he goes, oh, I go back to where the caves are and stuff. I said, oh, that's cool. I said, that's a ways back. He goes, yeah. So you ever see anything weird back here? He goes, no. He goes, I have seen the bears jump the fence and go into the cave. I looked down. I said, "Oh,
bears.
What?" He said, "Yeah, I saw 2 bears They went up on their hind legs and jumped the fence and went in. They were about 80 yards ahead of me. I saw them go up and go over, and I'm like,
no, that ain't them.
I said, are you sure
That ain't
they're
no bear,
bears?
buddy.
And I saw his face change, and he goes, oh, my God. And he just started going, holy shit. Holy shit.
Hey, you know, Mike, Bruce has had that too, where there are people who thought they were bears that were crossing in front of a bus where he's at. Tell them about that, Bruce. That's a cool one.
Yeah, I got notified by school superintendent that every morning between 6:20 and 6:30 in the morning, a bear and a cub was across the road in front of the school bus. And it was going on a particular farm. Well, what had happened is when the kids got to school, they'd tell the teachers and the principal brought the bus driver in, asked him what was going on, because there hadn't been any bears in that area in over 100 years.
Oh, wow.
And they told him, well, it was a bear across the road. So I get with a property owner who is also a park ranger who owns that property. And we go up there and investigate it, and that's what happened is wound up being a Bigfoot, not a bear. And that was probably the only scary one I ever got into. The one I thought was going to literally kill me. It was massive. Me and the park ranger and another young guy went up there, and we used a rabbit squeal call at night, thinking we was dealing with. We didn't even think we was dealing with a bear, to be honest with you. We just thought it was just a misidentification of some kind, probably a coy dog, half coyote, half dog or something. And but when we make these calls with rabbit squeal, this thing starts at the top of the mountain, which is a good 3/4 of a mile to the top, and it's tearing down trees coming to us.
Oh, shit.
Well, we've got the spotlight on, but we're just waiting till for it to step out in the field. There's a little bit more to the story than that, but I'm speeding it up. It steps out in the field, and it's massive. It looks to us to be 9 to 10 feet tall. Okay. When he come off that point, he tore down trees as big around as your leg, all the way down through there. He was mad. When he stepped out in the field, he started running towards us. Well, we were in the back of the truck. We had high-powered rifles, but they were on the top of the cab with the quilts laying there to keep from scratching this guy's new Ford 4-wheel drive truck. And we had 22. I had a 22 man. I reached back and got my high-powered rifle. He reached back and got his, which is a 30-06. And then when it got to a point, it stopped again. And then it let out this low beller, like a bull that bellers, a big 2,000-pound bull beller. Well, we reached up and got him in our scopes and holding the spotlight at the same time. He makes a run towards us and then gets maybe 20, 25 feet behind the truck, and he stops and he lets out this low growl to a high pitch instantly. It shocked, it zapped both of us. We couldn't move. Well, the kid driving the truck could see it through the rear view mirror. Those trucks back then had those big rear view mirrors. He could, on the outside, he could see it. He drove off. Well, it threw me against the tailgate. And as I was going over the tailgate, the park ranger caught me and pulled me back in. And until that truck took off and moved us, we didn't come out of that zap. We couldn't move our muscles. We couldn't pull the trigger, and he was there.
Wow.
So the boy took off, and we come out the gate. The gate's open. We hit the main road, and we're at 30 and 35 miles an hour, and this is a gravel road. The truck's all over the road. This thing is running us, and he's at the back of the tailgate just a few feet. Now, he's got one side of his hair is braided. Got a solid braid all the way across it. He's just massive. Conical head looking. His muscles come up from his shoulder behind his ears where you couldn't see his ears if you wasn't paying attention. Just a monster.
Wow.
And that was the worst one I'd ever been into. All my other counters have been nice except that one. And I think we made it mad by using the dying rabbit squeal call.
I had one other bad encounter by myself, and I told you the one where it hit me, and about, I don't know, it was about 6 months. I didn't go in the forest for about 6 months. I was scared.
Yeah.
After that first one that first one shook me. And when it paced me out of there, like I didn't know what to, you know, but my curiosity kept hitting me. And I was like, I'm just going to go into another area. And I took my son into an area and it was a lower part of the creek, about 15 miles away from where that one had happened. But I had seen there is a power line that runs through it, and the power lines were grown up, and they don't get mowed back there because the creek runs through there. They ain't been mowed in 30 years. It's never been mowed back there, and it's too wet. They can't do it back there. So I'm on this side of the creek the day before this happened with my son, and we're fishing, checking out the area. I'm wanting to squatch, so I'm taking him fishing at the same time so I can convince his mom that's what we're doing. While we're sitting there, he sees something. We start hearing all this hooting and hollering from across the creek. It sounded like wild chimps across the creek from us. And he saw something. So the next day I'm like, I'm coming in. I'm going to come in here. I grabbed my dog, just me and my dog, and I parked in front of $1 million neighborhood. I had to walk with her 3 miles or 4 miles or so down this power line run to the other power line. There's 2 power line runs, one that's maintained and one that's not. And I had to walk down that side because the creek, you can't cross this creek. That side had a bridge. You don't cross this creek. There's 12 and 13 foot gators in this creek. It's a very old creek with big gas gator dinosaurs in it. And right. I cross over, you got to come up and come over, and then it's another mile back in to where they were at. So it's a really unique spot but I get back in there. I'm walking down this trail, and this is the same area that I was telling you I found that bedding area. I start walking down this little 4-wheeler looking type trail, and I found 2 footprints, and they were 19 inches by 10 inches wide. They're massive. The imprint when it squished, when it stepped on and it was on the side of the trail, not in the 4-wheeler trail, it was on the edge of it, which is where I found 90% of my footprints are on the side of a road. And that footprint had a 3-inch tall mud squished in the heel. And I'm looking at that, and all my inner things went off again saying, nope. And I'm like, nope, not this time. I'm not doing it this time. Like, I'm not stepping over the trees this time, you know? Right. I saw these 2 giant footprints. I took pictures. I'm holding my dog, and I go to move, and she's not moving. And she's staring at the wood line. And she's just doing this low little growl, and her hair all stands up. And I knew it. I knew it was too late before it even happened. And she's just staring. And then in the wood line about 20 yards away from me, you can't see into our woods, are so thick. But you can see the trees that were sticking up above them. And first thing I heard was, it sounded like, to me, I felt it, and it sounded like a stomp, just boom. And it sounded like it stomped the ground. And she jumped, and she perked up and started growling even harder. And then that tree in the middle went. And it went. And this tree was, like you said, the size of like a leg or bigger. Right. Probably 50 foot tall. And it went and let out this freaking sound and pushed that whole damn tree over. And you heard it crack and pop. She's so annoying. And she's the worst for ADD. And then that tree went over. When that tree and that thing made that yell, my dog turned and hung herself trying to get away on that. And it literally scared me so damn bad. Like I said, I'm a grown ass man that started my eyes watered up. Oh, I yelled again. I'm sorry. I just watched this thing take a tree that 50 foot tall, 40 foot tall, and push it over like it was a little toy, you know?
Yeah. You know, they follow those power lines, right?
Oh, yeah.
They use those power lines. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, this area is even more unique because you got the power line. There's 2 power lines. The one I told you don't get mowed because it's so wet, and the other one that does. But in the middle of it is about a 1/4 mile wide section of forest all the way down it. And it goes for miles all the way down that power line. So they can get in the middle of that and hunt and see everything on each side of it. And the hogs and everything gets funneled through that area.
Is that where you found the boneyard?
Yes, that's where I found the boneyard. If you saw the boneyard on TV that I had the videos of,
Yes.
that's right where all them bones were found.
Like 16 skulls.
16 different skulls.
Yeah.
Jeez.
What's the name of your site where I can look at that?
It's Squatchin FL. Everything is Squatchin FL.
Squatchin FL.
Yep. Same thing on YouTube. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I'm in the process of doing that, but I've got some pretty cool videos on there. A lot of them are my shorts. My shorts are really good. But most of the other videos are mostly the kids and me out doing some research together. But you can find all those little videos on there.
Squatchin FL.
Yep, Squatchin FL on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook. Well, my name is the main group. I use it as the main group, and then we actually have the research group, Squatchin FL Exploration and Research Exploration.
Okay.
But I post a lot of stuff on there. I'm not shy about it. I always put it up there. But yeah, that you'll I know you especially, Bruce, you'll start watching this stuff and you'll be like, oh, he's in their freaking backyard. He's in their living room, you know? You'll start being like, yeah, dude, you were close. I got into one area and they had marked their scent in this area so bad that we couldn't hardly stand it in there. It was so pungent.
Yeah. That's during mating season. They don't always smell. Only during mating season.
And that would be about spring, right? Spring, late summer or early summer?
Yeah, if they give birth, they'll give birth in January and February up here. Down there in Florida, probably same time. The females come in the heat early spring. Yep.
That's about the time we were there. We were there just at the end of spring, early summer.
And they go, instead of having 9 months like a human woman, they go to 11 months.
Ew. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, hey, Bruce, quick question for you.
Yeah.
He went out there with his dog. Is that dog in danger, or is that, do they realize that somebody's pet and not food?
Well, they're scared. They're scared of a human. So as long as the dog was on a leash next to him, it's not going to do anything. The dog is like a horse. If you ride a horse out in a place that's squatchy, the horse will look at a Sasquatch and spot one long before you do. The same way with a dog. Now, if the dog took off, the dog wasn't about to take off and run. I've had 2 or 3 of them with me. My grandson's dog is named Ghost. He loves the Bigfoot hunt. He'll get on the scent of them, but he knows not to mess with them. He'll back off and come back to me.
Now, see where Miley, rest her soul, she was the sweetest dog. She was a pit bull and hound mix, and she was an awesome dog. And she went with me everywhere. And after that day, she wouldn't go down a trail if she smelt them.
Right.
She would stop. Right. She would lock up. Like, she would lock up and look at me like, nope, sorry, Dad. I ain't going to deal with that thing again. Yeah. But it was funny because, like, I have some blurry pictures from that area where I caught one. He's a big one. He's big. We estimate him to be 9 foot tall, and he matched that 19-inch footprint to a T. And I have to share some photos with you. That said, they're blurry, but a blurry photo is still something there.
Right.
Especially,
it's just high energy force around these pixels on these cameras we've got now. Picks up more of the energy force than it does them. So you very seldom will get a good picture.
I'll share some of these pictures with you, and whenever you see what they are, you'll be like, wow. The one looks like Harry and the Hendersons, and he's mad. He looks like Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, pissed off, and he's pointing that way. I got one frame after slowing it down. I got one frame where he turned that way. And you can see his gray beard. You can see the gray under on his chest. And I had Stacy Brown come out with me. Stacy Brown's one of the first people I ever met back in the day. And he came all the way down from North Florida and went out with me, him and his camera guy. And we did a reenactment of that spot. And I have one picture where his camera guy's standing perfect right where that thing was standing, and he comes up to his belly button, and he's 6'2". And I'm like, wow, like you're little. But there was so many smells going on in that area. My dog couldn't pick up on one. She was just smelling everything.
Right.
It was odd. And that thing got so close to us, and she still never knew he was there. That close, the big male that was there by us.
Hey, you guys, go ahead, Bruce.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that can happen. They're masters of hide and seek. That's for sure. They'll throw animals off. You know.
You guys have any questions for Bruce before we kind of wrap it up here?
No, I think I thank you, Bruce. Thank you for educating us on some stuff, though. I really appreciate that, man. We learned some stuff today that we're going to take with us from now on. I promise you.
Definitely.
Yeah, make sure you try that bacon grease. And turn that tape, the sticky side out, and go around above it and below it. Get it up about 10 foot tall. Paint that bacon grease on that tree bark, and you'll get some good samples.
Oh, I'm gonna try.
The other thing is too,
yes.
if you're gonna send that in for DNA, don't send it anywhere except for one place, because they'll just say, "Oh, it's corrupt," and they throw it out. So there's a big thing with Scott Carpenter where he was trying to get the DNA doing similar to what you're doing with the tape around the backside, tape Pilates, and so he would send it in, and they would just throw it out. They wouldn't even do it. So what's that, Larry?
Take it to someone you can trust.
Yeah.
If you got a friend with the DNR or something like that.
I'm friends with David Zegan too, so David could probably point me in the right direction if I ever wanted to really get something sampled. And David's a good guy, and he's teaching me some new things on the forensic side that I never learned before. I just posted some stuff about how to lift footprints. He showed me, fingerprints off of tape traps. That I just posted that, and he made a video for me. It was really nice of him to do that, to share with everybody.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy, man. That guy knows his shit.
Yeah.
Also, Bruce, if you get a chance, when you go on our YouTube channel, go to the shorts where I have my short videos.
Okay.
And look at the ones that you see the little symbols on of my logo on it. Yeah. There's two videos. One is where I was standing before I even knew who Scott Carpenter was. I was doing the same method that he was using. I would take my phone and started recording behind me. I didn't know what was going on. I would just hear things. So I figured I'm going to record behind me and see what I could catch, And that's how I started getting these videos. You're going to see two videos I posted where they're in the video. And you can see the one, he's between a tree, and he's about 7 foot off the ground between two cypress trees like this, watching me. Mm-hmm. Nothing aggressive. He's just watching me. And you'll see his face in one frame turn a little bit, and you see the white under his chin pop out. And he's just watching me, just calm. And then another one, it's I'm just walking, being me, looking all over the damn place, and I catch one off guard, and he tries to come out, and he goes back into the woods. And it's just really neat because you catch him, you see him clear as day, turn and go back into the woods. Yeah. But you'll probably get a kick out of the videos.
Watch Urban Bigfoot, Scott Brush. He's got one doing the same thing you're doing. He's got one in the field that you can see pretty good. It's a good shot.
Yeah, he was having Wi-Fi problems. That's why we lost him. So Scott Brush, Brusch. And I mean,
that's Urban Bigfoot. Yeah,
Urban Bigfoot. Yeah, that's his group. And I was trying to get him to say it on here too, so that other people can end up going and look. And so, but definitely. Well, we do want to have you guys back on for sure, and your little ones, and then we'd love to interview part of your team too. So
awesome! I know. I was reaching out to them about that, and Ryan RPG is all aboard. He's like, let's do it. Let me know when. So he's ready. They're all ready. We just got to figure out a day to do it. I think we'll get a kick out of that. That'll be a fun show, man.
Oh, definitely. We'd love that. Yeah.
Oh man,
The RPG. I asked him, and he said, "Okay, let me see where I can make some time." So I know
Literally.
he's busy.
Literally.
me and him are like unrelated brothers. Our energy are like we're that's why we get along so well. Our energy levels are both like out the roof, you know. And
Oh yeah, he is like that.
he's a good motivator too, man. When I'm down, that guy can bring me up. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love his new stuff where he's doing these shorts and explaining, Bigfoot things and some of the other cryptids too. So
Oh yeah, he's so good at it. He's so naturally good at it.
he is. Yeah.
We're doing we've got the North Central Florida Outdoor Expo is the next thing we're doing, and that's in next Saturday.
Yep, the 15th.
Next Saturday. Ryan's coming up and meeting us with that. I think Mike's going to come up. Mike Noga's going to come out with us too.
Yep.
But that's going to be a lot of fun. It's cool to go to places like that, these outdoor expos where they don't have Bigfoot stuff, and so they walk by a booth and they see 20 footprints out there, and they're like, "What the heck is this?"
Doing a double take.
Right. Yeah.
I love doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've got my whole trunk the back of my car is full of castings from Steven, he runs the Wrangler. We have too many groups and the names are too long. Which was stupid of me to do that in the first time.
I forgot to show y'all something. Before we leave, I forgot to show y'all something, all right?
Oh man.
I gotta show y'all this.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Are you ready for his balls?
Sure.
I mean, Squatch balls.
Are you ready? You ready to see my balls?
Yeah. Tempting, but no.
All right. So this is what I came up with this about 2 years ago, and I just you have fuzzy dice, right? The fuzzy dice. Well, now you got fuzzy Squatch balls.
Hey, fuzzy balls.
Hey,
There you go.
Inside bark. Angel. Inside bark.
Have you got them? Have you got them? Have you got them fixed where you can hang them from your mirror?
Yeah, that is a mirror. See that? That's a mirror.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it is
That's
a mirror.
that is the display that I use at the booth.
There you go.
Okay.
I like it. I like it.
You said that went big over at the
Inside bark. Inside bark.
thing you went to in Knoxville. It went over pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah, dude.
Smokies.
We first did it at the I make every pair of them. There's our little
They're
tiny
handmade.
our little branding we make on them.
Well loved.
But I made it as a joke, and then I decided, you know what? When we're on our own now, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna try it, see what happens. I sold every single one of them before lunchtime,
Every pair.
Oh,
and I
man.
did it again. I did it up in Tennessee and almost sold out of them again. The ladies love them.
The ladies love them.
That is an awesome idea.
I have them in gray, the gray and black kind of seasoned also for the older,
Salt and pepper.
salt and pepper.
The older ones, yeah.
And I have junior. I have junior and alpha.
Okay.
I have the Yeti.
that's
I'm
awesome,
taking
guys.
my mirror.
Those will be available on our Etsy store real soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Make sure post all that stuff on Crypto Wrangler too, because I've been taking a lot of it and putting it in other places too, so everybody can see stuff. So
Yeah, we're not making a fortune. We have a pretty cool logo we came up with. I've got green and orange hats, and but we've got that. We've got our balls and a few other things we sell, and it's supporting our habit.
yeah, there you go.
You need to make some for the men, some Squatch boobs.
I was gonna say, you gotta find something like that.
Yes,
You can use patties.
that's next.
We go ahead.
Yeah.
There you
They get some
all right.
silicone.
Hey kids, y'all want to say goodbye?
Yeah, let's see them guys again.
Oh, Kalen's shirtless now, so he just said bye.
Oh, okay.
Tell them we
no
said
worries.
bye.
But
Well, thank you guys for coming on. We appreciate it, and we'd love to have you on again.
It's been a pleasure, man. It's been such a pleasure.
Us too. Us too. A
Yeah,
lot of
it's
people.
nice meeting y'all.
I love you too. So we'll say goodnight and let you guys go. And Larry and I want to show all or tell you all the platforms that we're on.
Bye bye.
So, bye guys. Have a good night,
Bye
guys.
bye.
Thanks.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Thank y'all for coming on.
All right.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. So
Guys,
I'll
have a
just
good
go over
weekend.
several of the plot. Yeah, good guest, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I like them. That was Larry. He's the one that grabbed them. So
Great fun. Great
yeah.
fun.
yeah.
He's
Yeah,
doing good. And
yeah,
he's
you done
found
good
most of
there.
our next one. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
I
we were
think
just
it's
gonna
awesome
say
that he's got his kids
we're-
involved,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's a good
going out
thing.
and doing that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Speaker, and Squatch. So those are our platforms that Daniel has set us up with. You have any questions? We also have the Cryptid Wrangler podcast group or messaging system I think he has on it. So leave us a message there too. Somebody you want to see. We've got great stuff already and we're doing really well. So appreciate all of you guys, definitely. And I don't tell you guys enough how much I appreciate you helping me out with the show, and you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Have a
Yeah,
good night.
Mike, check your
Yeah,
mic
you too,
there,
brother.
Daniel, because you had a lot of
Oh, is it-
squelch coming in and out.
That I have the fan on. I didn't even think about that because I was looking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, who is it? This has it. No, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me
All right.
know anytime, Bruce. All
right.
Have
Y'all have a
night,
good
brother.
one.
For me,
Thank
I
you,
had a
too.
little fan on too.
Oh, you had it on too? Yeah. Anyways, thank you again. We appreciate it. We had great guests tonight.
You're welcome, brother.
Yes.
That was a good show.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Larry, for finding them, and appreciate the help. I've been down for a
welcome.
little while, so Larry and I are going to start going through and finding some great people. So he's already got a bunch of them ready for us, and we're gonna run with it. So everybody have a good night. I appreciate you being here again, and we will see you next week, Friday, 5:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So for most of you that are back east, it's going to be 2 hours ahead or 3 hours ahead. So excellent. Larry, thanks again, brother, and we'll have a good night. Thanks.
No problem. Get some rest and start feeling better.
Welcome to the Cryptid Wrangler podcast. We ask the questions others don't even consider.